in connection with the disappearance of 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie. Of course, the mother of Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie. The whole nation has been praying for days that there would be a development that would bring Nancy Guthrie home. We'll continue to follow this. For those of you in the West at this hour, we're just about 3 minutes away from World News Tonight. More at abcnews.com. I'm David Buer. Good night.
This has been a
detained in connection department heading to Point South, and at a location south of Tucson, a law enforcement official tells ABC News an individual has been detained in connection with Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. David, this development comes on the same day the first images of an individual approaching Nancy Guthrie's home were released, and as authorities...
Woo, heads are starting to roll. Heads are starting to roll. Usually when they say detained, boy, they've been to go under some heavy interrogation. When they'll detain you in a case like this, you might as well say you charged. They're not letting you go unless you just, I don't know, man. I would hate to be detained. Even if I'm innocent, I don't even want to be detained. It's too much pressure on the police department to try to get this done. So they're going to make it tough for you to walk out of there.
Department heading to Point South, and at a location south of Tucson, a law enforcement official tells ABC News an individual has been detained in connection with Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. David, this development comes on the same day the first images of an individual approaching Nancy Guthrie's home were released, and as authorities continued to search in and around this neighborhood where her home is. We saw them searching a drain pipe, conducting other investigative steps today. But the breaking development here now, David, an individual has been detained for questioning in connection with the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie.
Aaron, stay with me here. Aaron with us live from Tucson. We can show the audience the video now.
Man, that is swift right there. Being detained is sometimes you just man, he's gonna probably step 48 hours. They're gonna question him till he ain't got no more brain left. Because the only way they bring it detaining you, I mean, they're putting the cuffs on you, bringing you down for questioning. That means they have a pretty good idea that it's you. I mean, it's like probably to bring you down there, it has to be between 85% sure that it's you, right? It got to be up there, or they're not even going to waste their time, right? They all the dots and T's got to be crossed. Ooh, I feel, man, this is, and I'm just wondering if this is going to start the bowling ball. Ball going to start rolling from here. We're going to see. You bet. Woo.
Of the person, the subject that the FBI had released video of earlier in the day. This was the first time we had seen a development of this scope in this case. Someone at the door. This was video retrieved from that Nest camera after the FBI worked directly with Google. And Aaron, just to be clear here, this person detained in connection with the case, authorities are not saying if it's the person that we see in this video. They're also not saying this is a suspect. They're simply saying at this hour, a person detained in connection with this case.
They are only saying that it's an individual detained in connection with the case, not calling the person a suspect or a person of interest, not saying there's any connection at this point with the images that were released earlier today by the FBI. But law enforcement officials have obtained a search warrant. They're going to be searching a location south of Tucson where this individual was detained. They're going to be going through that location. That could take hours, and either that search would resolve the matter, and that could be it, or there could be some further development associated with this individual. But right now, the person is not considered a suspect, we're told, only someone taken for questioning, detained.
And with just a few seconds.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Ain't no way they take you down and they don't think you 80% did it. That's not how the police force operate. Now, have they got it wrong before? Yes. But typically they're gun-ho, right? American police are very gun-ho. So if they detained you and took you down, that means they forced him, this was not negotiable, to go on down and answer these questions. And it's going to be questions they asked him are going to be verified. They're going to have to be verified. Where are your whereabouts? You know what I mean? They're going to have him take all kind of pictures, his body type. They're going to try to match him up with that. They're going to try to match him up with that photo, those images. Somebody called in and said, "This is him. He looks like the guy on that fucking camera."
Seconds left, Aaron. A search warrant that will play out in the location where they detain this person.
That's right, David. The search warrant is for a location associated with this individual. Specifically what it says, what they're looking for, has not been made clear.
All right. Aaron Katursky, our chief investigative correspondent, reporting at this hour. A person has been detained in connection with the disappearance of 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie. Of course, the mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie. The whole nation has been praying for days that there would be a development that would bring Nancy Guthrie home. We'll continue to follow this. For those of you in the West at this hour, we're just about 3 minutes away from World News Tonight. More at abcnews.com. I'm David Buer. Good night.
This has been a special report from ABC News.
Welcome back to Prime. Here's a look at the stories making headlines right now. Case of Savannah Guthrie's.
So they got a suspect, even though they say he's not a suspect, but he's a suspect. Man, this is going to be a long night. Arizona was 7:36. He will be sleeping for at least. This is at least going to be 7 to 10 hour fucking question. This is damn near torture, right? They might give him. So we know that, if they detain you, somebody tipped him off and said, "That's him. I know for sure that's him." So there it is. There it is.